We'll start with Q4 and FY.
Okay.
How was were you happy with the performance? It could have been better.
If you look at the company itself, we are in the medium term saying that we'll get to about a 4% PBT, right? So that's the medium term outlook for us.
What is the medium term range you're offering?
Maybe in the next 3 to 4 years.
Okay. So which means you will be you had 1 billion by 2019. So where do you see 2 billion revenue taking it?
That gives you an idea. So in the medium term, we want to get to more than 2 billion and with about 4% PBT.
If you look at the IPO, it's almost 2 quarters now, more than 2 quarters. So what has actually changed after the IPO?
I think the key thing for us from the IPO is, of course, the brand visibility. Second is today we are able to go and participate in deals where the customer has complete transparency to who we are, what we do, our financials, all of that. Otherwise, typically outside the country, there is a lot of scrutiny before you get into some of the large deals you are aware of. So that's really helped. So today, the large deal pipeline, when I look at it, it is significantly increased on the back of our own success, but also I would say the IPO has contributed. The third is we spoke about being balance sheet fit, right? Today, we are a very fit company. We are extremely well positioned to participate in the mega deals that we today are being invited for. So before the IPO, our debt was almost about 1,900 crores, right? Today, our debt is just over 700. And if I net it out for cash, the net is just over 200 crores. So we are very fit from an overall balance sheet perspective. So I think IPO is a very critical element, and we have called it out earlier also that we believe that our gross debt will be significantly reduced and then gives us the ability to run much faster.
How's the order book pipeline?
The order book is very healthy. So we today have about 4,000 crores of order book, which is ARR. For us, that's annual revenue. Okay. And typically our conversion is about 25%. So yeah, so we are in a good shape on order book. Most importantly, when I say 4,000 crores, this is annualized revenue. Mm-hmm. The key thing for us is many of them are mega deals, which go to 5-7 year deals. And and I've said this before that when we won Centrica, we need to win another Centrica this year and another Centrica next year. And I think the order book gives us that confidence that we'll be able to do just that.
Is the Daimler truck deal size of the Centrica?
No, it's not. It's not a size of Centrica, but it's a very big deal for Asia Pacific. See, why is Daimler very, very important? One, we have a relationship with them for over 20 years. And it's the first time we're actually engaging with them on an ISCS business in Asia Pacific. Okay? So it is about a contract logistics opportunity, which was predominantly otherwise in Asia Pacific. We are only a partner providing the network solutions.
You said you're participating in mega deals. What are these mega deals? How big in terms of size of the deal?
So, right. So if you look at Centrica, that's I think a 7-year deal, roughly. What was it about?
Yeah, 175 or
175 million pounds, I guess. But today, if I look at these deals, they're all of that order: $120 million plus US dollars. So $100 to $150 million kind of range. And then there are large deals on the back of what we do for the Ministry of Defense, where we are participating in some places as a single participant, in many places as a consortium partner. So I would say that if we had 3 or 4 such deals in the pipe before, it's now in the order of double-digit such deals.
Such in UK?
Across the UK, Europe, US. So it's been fairly secular, if you want to call that.
What's the split in revenue generation various countries?
So we don't share that number, but 30-70 is the number, which is India. And let me just qualify it by saying the 70% is the rest of the world, right? UK is about the same size as India, just to give you an idea, right? So 30% is India, 70% is the rest of the world, and UK and India are roughly about the same size.
US is a huge market, but your penetration seems to be low there.
So US, is a growth market for us. Obviously it's a huge market. US is also typically size matters in the US. And like I said, there are a couple of engagements, a couple of deals that we are participating in. We need to convert that to be a relevant size. Our own medium-term outlook is that we are roughly, let's say, about $100 million in the US. We should get to about $300 to $400 million in the medium term in terms of revenue. Yeah.
So will India overtake UK, or is it already on par?
I mean, I would just say we are fostering a healthy competition, right? So for us, India is a big market. The economic activity here is significantly different, but at the same time, it's a very fragmented market, incredibly fragmented. Second is outsourcing as a concept is still, I would say, there are seeds which are sown. Whereas if I look at the overseas market, there is one outsourcing opportunity every month. Okay, I'm sure there are much more, but it means sense that we are participating in at least one outsourcing opportunity every month in the UK, one outsourcing opportunity every month in the US. Whereas if I take India, I'd be lucky if I hit one every year, right? So that's something which needs to gain momentum. And we are focused on engaging with customers, positioning the value very differently. You've seen some of the deals that we do, which are fairly large, and you can call it outsourcing of some of their key operations. But as a concept, it's still seen as warehousing and transportation as two different legs of of this business. So we need to find ways to, I would say, position outsourcing as a huge differentiator. It will happen because, look, the current government has also been talking about the fact that logistics cost significantly higher compared to any of the other, both China or any of the developed economies. We need to scale that down. It cannot be 13-14%. It has to be 10-11% and dropping. And that's going to happen only if people are going to look at it and say, hey, the core competency, how do we look at keeping the core competency and moving some of the things which can be outsourced to a reliable partner. And I think we are well positioned as that happens to grab this.
What is the impact of Red Sea?
So Red Sea does have an impact, right? One is shipping times are getting longer. Second, we are finding that getting space on carriers is becoming more difficult. Customers are also wary because costs are going up. And the challenge we have is, as a forwarder, is we don't get the benefit of the price increase. So Red Sea has created about maybe a 20-25% increase in the freight rates, but all that is getting passed on as a surcharge, and therefore no benefit for a forwarder like us. In fact, I would say my revenue goes up and my margin remains the same. As my margin percentage gets impacted. So it's a thing that we keep looking at. But we're also in a position to say that, look, we are looking at alternate solutions for customers. We have experimented with rail and bus from China to Europe. Yeah, takes longer, but it's still more predictable given the situation and all that. And of course, there are some customers who want to go down, or don't mind paying the extra going around the Cape, but that's inefficient. That's why I said I'll have to be very brave to forecast something until I get some.
Before IPO, acquisition was one of the biggest routes. You talked about the 3 Cs, and you used acquisition well for that. Why not after it's almost 2 quarters, we have not heard anything from you?
So the acquisitions were predominantly focused on capability building. The acquisition we made most recently in 2008, the big one we made was in acquiring a series of global freight networks. Again, it's because we didn't have those capabilities. So today, I think we have a very strong set of capabilities. If I look at the customers that we work with, the opportunity for us to place these capabilities in the existing customers, clearly just account mining itself gives us tremendous opportunity for revenue. So I would say our focus is to not look at acquisition. We will keep scanning the place if there's any interesting complementary set, but I don't think there's anything which is driving it from a strategy perspective. Our strategy on capability drove the earlier acquisitions. So I think from a capability perspective on both the ISCS and NS side, we are fairly comfortable where we are today.
Final two questions. One is, in this overall pipeline, what is the split between the TVS group and non-TVS? And how has it been? Is it like
90% is non-TVS.
But
Yeah, so we continue to be very... so I think I've shared this with you earlier. The overall TVS number is less than 5-6%.
what it used to be before IPO?
And about the same. It's not changed at all. In fact, it's probably gone down a bit.
So,
And I think that's something which we need to work on. I think the opportunity within the TVS group is huge. So what internally we're driving towards is to have a focused global account management towards the TVS group, and to see how can we get double-digit growth in the TVS group company. It's clearly a strategy, but right now I would say the pipeline doesn't reflect that.
okay.
You would also ask a question on technology. Look, we have always put
AI aspect.
we have invested in technology, whether it is solutions around automatic storage retrieval. You saw some of them on the, whether it is automation on the movement of material, using technology, especially like image sensing and so on. But over the last 18 months, we have focused a lot on building solutions using AI, where we think there are use cases which fit our... so we are not doing AI for AI, right? We are actually doing AI because we believe there's a significant... And what you saw in one of the factories when you came on a field visit is an implementation of AI, where you're using image recognition. So it recognizes the images, understands what that original should be, and being able to take corrective action based on... today, we have deployed AI at scale in 3 large operations, one in the UK, one in US, and one in India. And these are all deployed at scale. I mean, we are talking about there are hundreds of crores of rupees of engagement that are getting deployed, and all of them we are using AI. Our AI today is predominantly image recognition based. Okay, we have started using AI internally, which is about making sure our transportation systems are more intelligent and so on. But you probably would have read that we have signed up with one of the universities in the UK, with University of Manchester University, and that is to jointly work on AI solutions in the supply chain space. You will hear more about it. It is a partnership which is going to be incredibly beneficial for us. At the same time, I guess University of Manchester will look at large language models and how LLM in a supply chain industry can be effectively utilized. So for us, AI is both internal and external. Today's business cases are all for our customer engagements. Over the next 12 months, we have aggressive plans for deploying AI internally, so that employees can benefit from a lot of things which can be incredibly automated. We're building large language models for TVS SCS from within, and that's where we're working with the university as a collaboration. So we are definitely looking at AI as a significant opportunity for us to bring both efficiency and productivity. More importantly, I think customers are very comfortable that they're working with a partner who is continuing to look at technology as a differentiator in the marketplace.
Thank you, sir.